Okay, St. Louis. We're gonna do another volume of what's new in the darkness for 2025 or 26. Last year we replaced TerrorVisions, which had been there for 16 years. It was a monumental effort just to remove the haunt and then to kind of like build a new structure for it. We were never able to finish doing the Slaughterhouse that we wanted, the way that we wanted. So one of the things we're focused on here in 2026 is making this Slaughterhouse experience like the best part of the darkness. Now, there's a lot of animatronics, however, there's no air turned on. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk through and I'm gonna kind of sort of show you how the Slaughterhouse is much different than last year, and it's not even done. Lots of animations, and there's obviously no actors. None of the animations are on, right? So one of the things is, we added like this entryway. So you knew that you were here at the Slaughterhouse. You see that? And we've been re-theming it quite a bit. One of the things you're gonna notice, these little happy pigs all over the place, okay? And then you can see the sign up there for the Slaughterhouse. It says, "Come on in, we're open." Let's take a look. One of the things you're going to notice is now everywhere you go, something's happening. Check this out. Watch this. Is that cool or what? So all of this is brand new. This is also different. However, the fog isn't turned on, but do you see how it's all programmed now? I don't know why the hazer's not on. Let me check. It should be on, but let's check. There we go. Now it's on. We'll come back in a minute and check it out. Another room that's kind of been redone. You see how everything is just programmed now? There is a new prop going in there. A big animatronic. However, there's no air turned on at the moment, so it is not going to work. Like I said, this whole haunt is totally new last year, but now it's over the top new. So here's a whole new section we just added on. We're gonna enter it right now. Again, there's a lot of animatronics in here, but they are currently not turned on. And let's show you a really cool special effect. Currently, there's a fog machine that sprays on you, but it's not currently turned on. Hear that audio? It's very scary. Now, one of the things you're going to see in here as well is the tunnel is being redone from scratch. From scratch. You can see an animatronic there that drops on your head. So you're kind of experiencing it without animatronics, without actors, without fog. And as you can see, it's a very high-tech experience. And keep in mind, the darkness is multiple attractions all in one, okay? We have the horror retail store, which is right there. We have the horror secret bar. We have the horror museum here, which if you look over there, you see those two big figures, there's buttons. You press the buttons, and then you can make a reel with those monsters. You have St. Louis Escape next door, the retro mini golf. You have the pinball arcade, which is at St. Louis Escape. And then you've got the outdoor scare zone at the Darkness, where we have what we call icon actors working outside. And then you have the first floor of the haunt, the second floor of the haunt, and now the new Slaughterhouse. And I want to bring this up, and I want to talk to everybody out there, okay? I was meeting with somebody just the other day, and she lives out in St. Charles, and she was talking about how there's a haunt in St. Charles area, and I'm not going to mention their name, and that they went there, and they said, you know, we don't go downtown, so why don't you open one in St. Charles? I would love to open a haunted house in St. Charles. The problem is, why would I? When the best haunted house in the whole entire world is right here, downtown. Well, we don't go downtown that much. Yeah, but would you skip over our Six Flags to go to Silver Dollar City? Of course you would. Would you skip over our Six Flags to go to Disney World or Universal? Of course you would. So why wouldn't you come downtown? Why would you go to some dumpy attraction when you could come to the best one in the whole freaking world? And it's right here in Soulard, next door to the Soulard Market, right next door to St. Louis Escape, right next door to about 50, 60 bars and restaurants, and right next door to Anheuser-Busch. It's like, duh. It's like, you gotta come to the Darkness. Are you kidding me? We literally go all out every single year to redo this haunted house. The darkness is on the same level as Ted Drew's. It's on the same level as the City Museum or the Hill or any of those things. When you think about Halloween, what the darkness is to St. Louis is what the Cardinals are to baseball. This is an attraction that has now been here in the St. Louis area for 33 years. So we are opening for My Bloody Valentine on Friday the 13th. It's limited to 1,200 people. And if you're watching this video after that, remember, in the summer, we put tickets on sale. They're discounted. Our first weekend that we open, we have something called Slasher Weekend, where it's a lot cheaper to come. You should come. Come to the darkness on a weekday. Come to the darkness on a Sunday. Come to the darkness in early October. We just want you to come to the darkness. And I was talking to this lady, and she said that she literally hasn't been here in over 10 years. But she goes to some haunted house out there near St. Charles because she, doesn't want to come to the city. If you want the ultimate Halloween experience, the darkness is Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but Halloween. In other words, if you like candy, you would want to go to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. That's what the darkness is. So to pick this thing up and move it to St. Charles would be almost impossible. We're talking about an attraction that's had well north of $10 million spent on building it, and it's taken decades, okay? So make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube page, and make sure that you spread the word. The darkness, people think like the whole city is dangerous or something and they don't want to come down. Like, that's ridiculous. Soulard is the most hopping place in the entire city. It's literally a mile from Ballpark Village, right next to Anheuser-Busch, next to Soulard Market, and next to all the retail. I mean, next to all the bars and restaurants in Soulard. This is like the most hopping place in the entire city. That's why we're here. We're right next to the on-ramp. So when you are done with your experience, you get in your car and you're right on Highway 70. And we have police officers that work here. They love working here. And we have a gated parking lot right in front of right in front of the attraction. So come on down to the darkness, learn more at thedarkness.com, and follow us on Instagram at Scarefest. We also have an Instagram for the darkness. It's Darkness Haunted House, I think. And then we have TikTok, which is Darkness Haunted House, I'm pretty sure. But follow us on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, and follow us on Instagram at Scarefest. That's our main Instagram page. And we hope to see you really, really soon here at the darkness. If not for My Bloody Valentine, make sure you come out this Halloween season. I don't know how many more years we're gonna run this on, but we need you to come down and support the darkness. The darkness is one of the best haunted houses in the whole world. People think of Universal Studios Horror Nights now. Last year at the Halloween show, 20 people that designed Universal Horror Nights came to the darkness, okay? They were in awe. And they're from Universal Horror Nights, and they're like, holy cow. So we really look forward to seeing you. And by the way, this is the horror museum here. You got some pinballs. You got all of these cool things you can take pictures of. Then you got these monsters that you can get make a video. All you have to do is press these green buttons. You got photo ops. See, there's one there. There's another and another. You got a 5-minute escape room. You got autographs galore everywhere. And then you got this massive Halloween horror retail store. see. It's so big. All right. Well, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this with somebody you know. And remind them the ultimate Halloween experience is here at the Darkness. And we'll see you very soon.